to get Sumail online and if he's going to be able to counteract this Ursa.
You know, I like that you bring up that idea too of like what we're seeing new from Liquid in a way, because you know there were a lot of questions at the beginning of the year. How are they going to deal with the Matu thing? We have a little quote here from Insania as well, talking about how they were prepping for the beginning of the year.
I think our style is going to change. I don't know what it's going to change to. Obviously, Matu is a pretty specific type of player. I think he was one of a kind, and I don't think there's any way to build a team in the exact same way as we did when we had him. So we're going to have to switch up our playstyle and probably become a slightly different team, but I think that's just going to be part of the fun this year, of rediscovering ourselves and how we want to do it.
Part of the fun, and I feel like it has been all fun for Liquid because they have been rocking everybody.
Yeah, they've been looking, honestly, yeah, best team so far in Europe, it feels like, with their innovation from like the Nature's Prophet that people are going to be stealing to just constant aggression and, yeah, it's just quick pace. No cooldowns. I love when I see these type of drafts. So, yeah, looking forward to see how it's going to play out, because now, looking more at Nigma, sure, they have some type of cooldowns that they have to rely on, but they do have this tree lean that we have seen dominate and dominate and dominate. I do think that Liquid has some nice answers, though. I like the way they open the draft with the Rubik Tusk. They have avenues to get onto the Lina. They have this cool spell steal that they've looked really good with versus the Lina, too. So, yeah, let's see. 3 runes for Nigma.
Very, very nice. And you can see, interestingly enough, some tips for Sumail to start. But they're switching things up, as you know, people were talking about. This is something that might end up happening. Amar playing the Timbersaw in the mid lane. This feels like directly in response just to the Nisha factor, because we've seen Nisha play Tusk over and over again in the mid.
Yeah, they just wanted to get the matchup right. They wanted to have Sumail playing the carry, Amar playing more of the tempo setting hero for like the mid lane, and it can be a pretty good mid matchup versus the Tusk, as long as you can get reactive stacks up. Sure, in mid-game, like in the laning phase, it should be pretty decent for Amar, should be pretty good. Once mid-game starts to come out, definitely going to be a lot harder. He's playing versus the Ursa, he's playing versus a Break, and he's playing versus immense physical as, oh my lord.
God, just down there bottom, able to get it. So yeah, Visage still pretty good laner, it turns out.
Yeah, especially with something like Hoodwink, get those stacks really up quite fast. Nicely done from Liquid to set that tempo. What's he going to bring out? I mean, they could just bring out more Mangoes and like Bassi and stuff like that really early now down bottom to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, they're going to have to be really careful here. I mean, Kuro could definitely go down again if he gets too far forward. But of course, playing with Sumail, Lina, one of the most sort of bullying type of heroes that we've seen. But then that also sort of lends itself, if she's right-clicking people, to getting some of those sacks of Soul Assumption up. So a dangerous lane for sure down there for the tree.
Yeah, they're fairly fragile down here. Even though it's a tree who's tanky HP-wise, your armor is low as Sumail, again getting gone on. Stepped up a bit far.
It's interesting because in a way, kind of both lanes want to cut down the trees, right? You got Bushwhack, and then you've also got Kuro running through them. So that's an interesting dynamic that we don't often see, but both of these heroes capable of getting caught out.
Yeah, they are like 2 armor on tree, 3 armor on the Lina, and there's a Blightstone that comes into play too. So they look fairly tanky because it's a tree, 700 HP, but you get a Blightstone hit, you're actually at 0 armor, and they're going to be able to just blast you through it. So
Courier coming on out right now. You see an LSA connection on to Zai. Immediately throws out the Soul Assumption, and you can see there the power that's thrown back their direction. Sumail obviously sitting with the Fairy Fire and a 7 charge on the stick, so can survive through those, but the whittling is going to continue. Yeah,
the Bassi's delivered now for Zai. I was hoping I'd see him pick this one up, just keeping his mana, keeping the Hoodwink's mana up kind of full, and just bringing out more Mangoes, like the likely, so they can keep spamming. So good pressure down bottom. They're slowing down that Lina's farm. Looking at mid, I think this one, unless we see some crazy rotations, this should be Amar favored. Should just be able to free farm and perhaps even bully Nisha in the early start here.
That being said, we've seen Nisha do some crazy things on this Tusk. I would anticipate the same type of thing. You can see just how strong that Whirling Death is. But we got to watch, because of course, if there are those rotations or if Amar pushes it a bit too far, there's the potential to punish. But so far, so good. 15-3 versus that 15-1 for the Tusk.
I do like this lane setup for them here, and putting Sumail on carry. I feel like always it feels like it's probably going to end up suiting a little bit better because Amar is just a better. Amar likes to play these tempo kind of tempo heroes, while Sumail just plays more of that like carry role. Even when he's playing mid, he's more of that carry role.
Always has been. Feels like.
Amar feeling very confident, already high-fiving towers and stuff like that. So there's a lane where Nisha obviously doesn't really play for the kill. You just play for the farm.
Well, playing for the kill there. GH actually finishes that dive off, comes back in.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a misclick there. Just be a bit careful.
But he will be fine. Seeing the danger that Mickey can play on this Ursa as Kuro going to go down bottom again. And Sumail, he's going to take a lot of damage from the Soul Assumption. Do they have enough for the kill? Doesn't have mana. Oh, he was 35 mana away on Zai.
Yeah, is he going to bring more mango? He's bringing Raindrop. I was wondering if they were just going to bring tons of mangoes down here, but not the case. Either way, they keep killing off Kuro, and Sumail just staying low. They're going to have to bring extra regen for him. They look like they do have a salve, so we'll be able to pass it over. Sumail should be able to top himself off. But this is, you know, rare to see. The Lina lane getting very pressured. Visage farming just fine. And they're not able to pressure Zai too much. As now another connection. Sumail.
Some damage there onto Boxy. And Boxy, he's going to go down. Went too far forward. Gets punished.
Gets caught. Level 2 Leech Seed online. Zai also nuked very early. I think the Soul Assumption stacks weren't even ready. Yeah. And now, perhaps looking for Zai. He's 285 move speed, but can't get this.
Whoa, just out of that ring of death is Mickey in some trouble. MC, the birthday boy, chasing him down. Does look like he's going to get out of harm's way, though. At least for now, although he has another Breathe Fire. Has to be careful. Mickey, oh, God, getting very close there to being brought down.
Only that level 1 Breathe Fire, of course. 1/1/1 skill build for MC. And Mickey has the Ring of Health already finished. But now Glyph coming out. Looks like that was actually for the top lane. Looks like they do want to keep diving up here.
Yeah, trying to make a move on it. Insania is the one that's getting gone on. Gets the stun off. GH there with the damage and the Breathe Fire. Turns, is going to die. So MC gets him, and now
Mickey
getting chased. No more stun for 6 seconds. And in all that time, Ursa didn't really miss out on that many last hits, so able to live through that one, but still a lot of pressure on the Ursa.
Just keeping him low, keeping him a little pressure just so he can't confidently just farm up there. He will drag the wave, and they'll get a little bit of damage on tower with Catapult too. Nicely done so far from Nigma. 2-2 laning phase. Mid lane free farming. Bottom, the stun connects Boxy.
Yeah, in trouble. Sumail's low. Can he actually turn? Oh, the bushwhack! And Zai right there for the finish. Boxy now goes for the scurry away. Kuro can't stay on target. Little squirrel's too fast, and now getting the salve up. Kuro's gone too far. He's going to get chased down. Still needs a bit more mana. 10 away for Zai, and the bushwhack will buy enough time for the double.
I love the skill build from Boxy. See, a lot of times people more often just max bushwhack, but 2 points in Acorn shot. So much physical damage that comes out if he gets good bounces. Love the way that they're playing this bottom lane on this side of Liquid.
Okay, threatening, diving past the tower. The Earthshock doesn't get in range, although maybe going to push him out. I mean, that's still MC completely back off the tier 1 tower.
And it's look how many creeps there is too. It's 4 melee creeps, 2 range creeps, even more creeps coming in too. It's actually like a triple wave under the tower here that they're zoning all of Nigma Galaxy off of.
Yeah, they will finally pull that one through, and it's just a setup for the GH catches. The lift mid-dive gets hit.
MC comes back. He's like, I can't lose this wave.
Yeah.
It's too many creeps. He doesn't want to miss out on the XP.
Still a ton of damage. Well, not a ton of damage. A couple hundred damage done onto the tower there. Nisha makes the rotation as a DD bottle, looking for a couple. Just get that punch onto Kuro. A couple more hits is going to bring him down.
Here comes Amar.
Trying to make that move, but misses. A rare miss, and of course, not that much mana. Tries to jump through it, but the bushwhack to force him away and just barely off the mark. Not connecting with that Dragon Slave.
Oh. Misses with the initial chakram. Ends up missing the kill because of that. Nisha dropping low, but goes to jungle, and he'll be able to continue farming. As immediately they send Insania mid, so maximizing at their best, as we've seen Liquid do so often in this DPC. First 8 minutes, 6-2. Looking really, really nice.
And Amar tries to punish there. Can't quite get in range of Nisha, who is just farming. Don't even know who I knew he was over there, but maybe recognizing there was a chance.
Look at this lane start. The Lina tree, it's answered. Look at Visage's net worth right now, 3,400. Zai's already level 6. Sumail's only 5. They actually can't really lane down here at all anymore versus this Boxy and Visage. This Hoodwink and Visage are just way too strong with their levels. They're going to just bully out this Lina completely.
I mean, this is level 6 on Zai, already becomes so strong.
And look at this, Nisha, he's like, I want to keep going. Like, I want to just keep bullying this Lina. She's so fragile right now.
Now there is a ward here, just out of range. Sumail going to get chased out by Boxy with Nisha in the area. They are going to survive through that one. Does Boxy realize there's a ward in the area? Doesn't look like he has any thing right there. Anyways, no sentries available.
Look at Nisha.
Moves in.
He's just walking up to Sumail. He's pretty
Sumail,
deep, though.
The shards available, but no, with the Mar moving in, they have to get out of there. And do they have an avenue to escape? Mar right on top of Nisha, but shards blocked off and blocked himself. Oh no, Nisha! Oh no, he's in trouble. He's gonna get punished. All right, that was a little rough.
That was a bit of a weird one.
I've never seen that before.
He just trapped himself trying to do something tricky, but okay. Whoops. Amar will take that.
Suddenly, he catapults up to the very, very tippy top.
Yeah, Nisha really trying to play super aggressive down bottom to shut down this Lina, and kind of ganking himself.
Now, the plus side to all of this action down bottom is that Mickey's basically been free to do what he wants on this Ursa, getting chased around a little bit by GH now.
MC gets the whole tower top. That's pretty significant this early on. So, good little net worth injection, even to the Lina who does need it. Bottom, looks like they really want to get Kuroki out of here. They want to try to take this tower and get rid of this pesky living armor.
Amar, he can park himself. Can they chase down Amar?
He stole Chakram.
That's a lot.
That gives them the kill window. If they, I was going to say, it depends on what steal the Insania gets, or if they have level 6 on Boxy for them to actually bully out Amar, and he gets the literal best spell he can get. So keep eyes on this one. That's going to be a painful one. And yeah, he gets the win.
So full vision, and Nigma now playing very dark down bottom. Kuro's still trying to hold on to this tower if possible.
Nisha gets caught by the stun. Has a haste, he'll be alright.
Doesn't shard block himself that time. He actually doesn't shard block anybody. And yeah, as you said, the haste and the walk away, keeping creeps nearby him too.
Super aggressive from Nisha. Still continuing to try to bully out down bottom as Mickey shows his face top. They're going to have trouble pushing him away unless they bring a third hero.
And in fact, they have. Amar is here.
Okay.
Gonna have to enrage TP. Does he manage to escape though? Needs to get a little bit of separation from MC. Enrage.
He's in trouble.
Yeah, doesn't decide to go for it since Dragon Tail was nearby. He's gonna go down. Amar finding another kill on the map.
Nice rotation. As soon as they see him like sticking around in lane, they call for one more, and yeah, perfect timing for Amar to show up. With the two of them, with the DK Phoenix, unlikely they get the kill, but yeah, Amar, really good start, and the lane setup is working. Having that Timber mid, level 9, he's always got kill threat on everybody.
I mean, it still is a problem for Nigma, the fact that Sumail has been shut down pretty hard on this Lina, but at least some things feel like they're going a little bit better for him. And you know, Sumail going straight for this Falcon Blade into the Maelstrom afterwards, see if he can play catch up.
Definitely worried for how fragile he is, which I feel like is something we don't really say about the Linas anymore because of course the stats, and usually they're playing with Tree, but even though he's playing with Tree, they have a lot of ways to get on him. The Visage Bird sneaking around, a Hoodwink just sneaking around, the Ursa eventually with Blink, and the Tusk of course, so definitely going to be a hard game for Sumail.
Well, after taking that bottom tier 1 tower, it looks like Liquid coming in mass towards this mid lane, bringing 4 heroes. Mickey, the only one not involved in this, seeing if they can clean up this tower. And with the tree, I mean, this would be a big one to take for them.
Foxy.
As they go in for anything there, looking for the bushwhack. They've been cutting down trees, though, keeping those angles of initiation away from them. And with the Mar moving in, maybe now...
Again, he gets the Chakram. All right.
Yeah, that's a big get.
Definitely really happy with that. The tower, it is going to get defended, so they're going to be able to living armor it up unless Zai continues pushing down. But Zai is actually making the move bottom. They see this tree, and they actually see the courier as well, too. So, snag. Hero? They're hunting for him. Oh, he's in trouble.
Yeah, this should be an easy one for him. They can keep the bird stuns around. And with Boxy in the area, gonna charge up the ulti, jump on in. Mickey, he'll get the finish.
I like that, giving it to Mickey. He's close to the Battle Fury, so trying to boost up his timing.
Mid lane, Nisha keeps on pulling these waves.
Cool. Can't really hit the tower himself, but he can allow his creeps to by doing this, because he doesn't want to walk up too far and commit. That being said now, Nigma, they do have their Blink Dagger, so Mind Control, now they're going to be able to play a little bit more aggressive on their side to make the first moves rather than always reacting to what Liquid's been doing so far.
Smoke Up maybe anticipating that this move is going to come mid. You've got 3 heroes here already. That Blink is going to very well set up for a fight.
Just got to be careful, because Zai, he's got a mech. So heroes are a lot tankier. MC.
Stunned, but immediately they pop the egg, going to try and force everybody else away. I mean, it looks like that's fine.
What did he end up stunning?
I don't know.
I actually didn't get to see
Was it an illusion, maybe?
Maybe it was. Yeah, I guess it was. Maybe he juked it with the illusion rune, I guess, or something.
Oh, yeah, Nisha, good play.
Or he just sent it. I looked a little bit late. Apologies for that.
Yeah, it was an illusion
initiation.
rune. Oh, my God. All right, well, that's the blink reveal, and that's the egg.
Oh.
That one hurts.
Yep.
Big
Liquid.
plays from Nisha.
Yeah, Liquid just going to back up, stack some camps up for their Ursa to get that good timing on his Battle Fury. As Nigma, a bit of a wasted timing there for their ults.
Well, like you said, Battle Fury coming out now.
How many stacks do they have? Just 2 stacks, it looks like right now. Hard Camp and Ancients.
I would imagine that starts to get either stacked or cleared on the regular from this point forward. And you can see constantly moving in here. Nisha grabs the wave, pulls it away as Amar's farming up that hard camp, farming up the jungle. They're leaving a lot of room here for Liquid to try and pressure that mid tower.
Keeping it close, though. Less than 1K, so I think that Nigma so far is pretty happy. However, they do want to, of course, utilize this blink and utilize their Timber Saw at the maximum, because Timber, as we know, more of an early game hero. It's even more so lately, especially if he's playing into these counters of super high physical burst, and an Ursa can be problematic for him. So you have to be careful while all this farm kind of happens. Feels like Liquid's very, very happy going into the later stages of this.
Yeah. Well, Guardian Greaves done. Sumail is catching up to the other cores. He's only about 500 gold behind the Tusk now, out of the mid. Getting some decent levels there. Wants to go into the BKB next.
I like how we're seeing the differences in all the players about how they skill as well, too. I mean, it's not maybe the most interesting thing, but so we saw Yuragi, even when he's not playing versus Rubik, he's been going 1-1-4 and just straight stats most games.
Yeah.
Sumail, even now he's playing into Rubik, he actually still has the max stun. So I like how we're just seeing like differences of how players want to be playing around those levels at least.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you know, maybe this is more of like a catch-up build for Sumail or something, or maybe this is the one that he always goes. Regardless, you can see if they can start catching up on him to jump on in and find MC right in vision, a ton of damage coming out from that Rubik steal, the bushwhack, and well, MC didn't stand a chance.
The dream for Insania in this game really is so many spells that he can get. A fun one also is if he has Shard and he steals DK form, you get Fireball.
Oh, let's go.
So you can actually have 2, very weird, but you have 2 spells when
Yeah.
you're Rubik if you have Shard and you steal DK form. It's because it's tied to the it's tied to your form.
Right.
So we'll see if he does opt to get that Shard really early on. I'd imagine so. It's such a good game for it.
Mar there takes the DD, gets out, and Liquid still not trying to put any severe pressure onto that mid tower. They've just been farming out the map, trying to get into their set of items, and occasionally finding these pickoffs. Nigma keeping it close. It is going to be a Yule Scepter build for the Timber, so wanting to make sure he doesn't get caught out in a bad way.
Also versus just Ursa, right, in general. Usually you want to see lots of Yule Scepters being queued up versus that hero. So let's see what Nigma does. I do feel like they want to play a little bit, even though they have this Lina farming and we've seen her dominate, I think they do want to play a bit faster. I think versus this Ursa, since he has such good counter matchups, you want to try to get some type of these early aggressive plays, because you have, like we said, you have the Timber, so.
Right.
Insania.
Drops down a ward from far away, but MC will be there for the stun.
Yeah.
And blow up for the kill. Now, this would be big if they tried to go Roche. There's no way they're doing that right now. It's just not
That seems a bit risky. But maybe it is something they want to try, because kicking pace up is what they definitely want to be doing here in these next few minutes. But yeah, a bit scary. They have a lot of spam that's coming out on side of Liquid.
Again, after Insania goes down, the rest of Liquid split up. They farm. Zai, he's queuing up the pipe next after going for this Veil. So a little bit of a different build than we've seen on a couple of these offlaners here, but
Yeah, cool.
a lot of magic damage.
Yeah, I've always been a Veil fan. I mean, this item is definitely underpurchased still. Of course, like so many heroes just benefit a crazy amount from it. So cool. I like to see it. Really good versus these Timbers and stuff who are just Timbers and DKs who are super tanky, but then this item makes them look that much squishier. There's Ruin bottom. Amar steps up.
Oh, does he manage to get out of there? No, they have the lift. Chakram turned back against him. Do they have enough damage to kill him off? Yes, they do.
A huge kill. That might unlock the potential for mid tower.
And I mean, depending on what they want to do, they can even think about Roche or something. If they can
at Boxy.
start moving in one after the other, Boxy finds him, gets the slow. Nisha on top, snowball to follow. Walrus punch. Nisha, is he going to go down? They drop down the
He
Laguna
does.
Blade. So they find a punish as Liquid went a bit too far. That's going to go for the reset now.
Good positioning there from Sumail. Does he get the last hit too? Okay, GH ends up getting it. Not the most fortunate, but either way, good positioning. And they keep their tower. Liquid gets a little too overzealous, diving for the support.
Dude, they are going Mass Dual Scepter, though.
Yeah.
They're going for one also on GH here. Curious if they pick one up. Probably not on the lean, I would imagine. But
No,
eventually
no.
for the tree.
Yeah, maybe eventually. He definitely wants his blink first so he can actually get into the fights and stop some stuff. Also, Insania did steal level 2 Chakram now too, so a lot more damage going to be coming out from him.
Dude, he's done that so many times.
Yeah. He's got, I mean, just there's anything he steals pretty much in this game from anybody is really good.
Well, 19 minutes, a bit of a slow one, but you can see that it's sort of waiting for their timings. And for Nigma, it feels like that timing is going to be this Sanjin Kaya, the BKB for the Lina, maybe for DK also his BKB. They're going to have 2 of them simultaneously.
And they might hit some really good timings all at the same time here. Liquid, now they're the ones trying to put a little more aggression on. Have to also be a little cautious because they are playing versus the Tree Phoenix combo that we used to see a lot. They have a bunch of different ways to play around it, being with the Greaves or the saves from Insania, but either way, be slightly cautious.
This Fire Spirit's very annoying for them. Does connect onto these birds, forcing them a bit back. There's a DD down bottom.
Oh, that's a big one.
What are they going to do with this?
Mickey has his BKB too, so now perhaps they get aggressive.
Oh,
again.
Scan connects. They've got damage onto Amar. Is it going to be enough? Yule Scepter to
Sumail.
try and get out of there, but he just walks into the Chakram. A lift, able to connect. Amar still in position. And that Soul Assumption, it's not quite going to be enough to bring them down.
Oh, that was so scary. This Yules has saved him now, I think 2 times. Mid-tower, Mickey. Let's go in.
Looking for an opening. The big damage coming out, but the snowball save there for the turn.
He's still
Ursa
dead?
is already dead. Now the Greaves try to back out with everybody else, but Nigma, they're on the hunt. Sumail, he's already popped the BKB. Going to chase for more. It doesn't look like they're going to find anybody else, though.
Great chain stun.
Okay, there it is, a kill on the Boxy.
Nigma, they get a beautiful chain stun combo as, MC steps up a bit far.
Ooh, a Chakram.
Yeah, they get Mickey. There's the attempt at the snowball save, but as soon as he comes out, I think he just gets nuked from Sumail. Really nicely done by Nigma.
Yeah, and I don't know if Greaves worn up or what exactly happened, but it looked like they came a bit late. So, punish is there, and Nigma suddenly, with getting that fight win, in a pretty good position here.
Yep. That was their ults, of course, used. It was the DK form, the Tree ult, and the Phoenix ult. So Liquid, as we've said before, their lineup isn't really about cooldowns. Let's see if they can punish. But did they lose the birds too? I think they did. Yeah, Zai lost his birds as well. So probably can't actually go aggressive and punish the timing. So Nigma, really good start.
Was that a resummon also? So Zai doesn't have birds for 60 seconds. And I mean, you can take a look. Before the game, this esportsbet.io, the odds were significantly more into the favor of Liquid. Now looking closer to even, sort of indicative of how well this game has gone for them.
Yeah, they've completely adjusted and fixed that early game where Sumail was getting pressured, no longer getting pressured. And the big thing, too, is this mid-tower, right? We've seen Liquid now for 20 minutes kind of try to get these type of kills and turn it into a tower push. This tower is getting full healed by Kuroki. It's at 1,300 HP out of 1,800 already.
An impressive showing from Nigma now. What else can they do? Are they going to try and keep this tempo going? Do they feel comfortable slowing it down a little bit? I mean, you've got some Yule Scepters for Ursa. There's sort of ways to deal with the Visage Birds. I feel like things aren't looking terrible for them.
No, definitely. I mean, they have the Lina carry, right? So
yeah.
It's just all about if they can get on top of her, and so far they've done a good job of protecting Sumail after the start. And now I think these are the BKBs now done on both. Sumail had it last fight, now MC also, and now all their ults are back up. So yeah, they're looking to get aggressive. See who they find. This could be a pretty difficult fight here for Liquid upcoming.
And Boxy, he's the one that's up front and center. Nisha kind of hiding behind the tier 2 tower. Are they going to find anybody, though?
I just noticed GH is level 13, though. So it's very high level on this Phoenix, too.
GH has had a really good game so far.
That's the Roche now. They're going to be able to bring it down very fast. Liquid, they're smoking. They seem to know. No BKB on Nisha yet, though, so he's pretty fragile if he does try to initiate.
Yeah, do they have a way to make this work? The Birds, they move on in.
Big
They
stun.
find the Bushwhack stun onto 2, but the rest of them coming down. Kuro, he doesn't have a save now, but Sumail gets the Aegis, and the rest of Nigma trying to escape. They catch onto MC, have a snowball if they want to really commit. But with that blink away, it was never going to be enough. So nice play by Nigma. Get that Aegis on Sumail, and now they're set to go.
Yep. Good little retreat there. Don't force the issue. They don't try to make some fight happen where they don't have their tree. Nisha, reluctant to snowball in this time because 2 times he's jumped in and died. Doesn't have the BKB done, so can't actually go to catch anybody after that Roche dies. Mid. Can't find Zai.
Zai's playing it safe there. Does have a little bit longer until have a resummon too, so 30 seconds from that double rounds of birds. But
Nice Yules.
LSA, it's an easy setup. Connection onto Boxy.
Yeah, who needs a Lina Yules when you have your Phoenix diving and Yules
Right?
people for the setup? Really nicely done.
MC jumps forward, finds Zai. The bird stuns are going to be there to interrupt. Nisha right on top of him, tries to back out. LSA connection, and now they're ready to fight. LSA comes out from the Rubik, the stuns on top of Sumail. He gets bushwhacked again, but that egg up on the high ground, trying to keep Sumail alive. He gets the BKB off. Can they chase for any more? Looks for that boomerang connection. Sumail goes down once. Can they get him out of here again? MC thinks about it, jumps in, gets the Blink Dagger broken, and now they leave Sumail alone. Force instead onto MC, but there's a really big pop of the ulti. The turn now, Sumail. He gets under control, Insania right on top of him. The birds come out. Zai is there for the damage. Stun onto everybody, but Zai's starting to drop. Another LSA comes out from Insania. Connection from Boxy. These supports doing so much in these fights. Supports combo with the birds, and the connection is there. Another stun onto MC. Do the 2 supports have the damage to bring down the core? The answer is yes. What a fight from Insania.
The stolen max light strike away. This is why you don't. That's why Yoragi doesn't level it, right? He doesn't want to give it to these Rubiks. Insania gets what? I think it was 4 or 5 off.
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry, 7 light strike arrays off in the fight. Look at his damage.
Oh, you don't get to see it there on the replay, but yeah, 4,200 damage, 7 light strike arrays, 5 fade bolts used in that fight. Insane.
Yes, crazy play and great buyback really from Boxy to kind of turn it around. There was a little bit of anti-synergy there with the light strike arrays on this bushwhack a couple times, but it did the damage either way. They got the control. Really nicely done.
What a turnaround that one was. Yeah, steals that, and then everything just goes to hell for Nigma. Liquid, get that turnaround. I mean, again, you look at this fight, there's so many ways that it should be going good for them. That egg up on the high ground, Sumail living through the initial blast, but they kind of just outlasted him.
Yeah, I don't think they expected the 2 supports to really do that much damage, but it's also Zai, right? The combination of the birds, these chain stuns coming out, but whew. It looked like it was going Nigma's favor pretty nicely when they get that connection with the root onto both, but yeah, look at these stuns. Stuns plus birds, Sumail just dies.
I think we're seeing why Rubik is getting first phase so many times right there. Is, yeah, I mean, you know, you don't get the bushwhack damage, but you get the LSA onto both of them.
Yep.
Extended fights, making it happen. Very impressive stuff coming out from Liquid. So how much does this change the current state of the game? Because it felt like that Aegis was meant to be a point. As you can see how happy Mickey is.
I mean, it's just a really even game still. I think it's a lot up to how these initiations and team fights will go down. Now they do have Nisha with the BKB. I think he did show it in the last fight too, so Liquid maybe starting to get some slight momentum their way, but it's still a very close game.
You can see there, 60-40. Could be any which way here. But next couple of minutes are going to determine it, and maybe this fight right here, MC looking for an opening. They have great vision in the area on Liquid, but they spot one, can't get the stun away. Nikkei right on top of him. They caught Sumail dead in a second. MC soon to follow. Evacuate because there is nothing left to do here. Nigma have to run away.
I got the split second of vision, gets the blink off as the Dragon Tail's midair. That's Nigma with full vision of the fight. Liquid turns it completely with those stun connections. Now they're starting to find their groove. Man. Holy moly, these bushwhacks.
They've been really good. Boxy's been, as we've said multiple times this tour, looking amazing.
Yeah. Carrying the Grove Bow for his team too. He's the best one to hold it, so his damage, it's not negligent by any means. The Acorn shot's going to spread that Grove Bow to everybody for his Visage and Rubik to pop off, as we've seen Insania do several times now.
Yeah, paired together with the Veil, it's perfect.
Yeah, so much amp damage.
Well, Kuro, whoop, almost caught him there. He gets the blink away.
Yeah, even the Boomerang too, right? So Veil, Boomerang, plus Grove Bow, tons of enhanced damage to go to kill these tankier cores.
Probably a big part of the reason why Insania was able to do so much damage in that fight.
Yep.
Radiant's top tower
But
is
a
under
5,000 gold lead now. It's a tough game for MC in a lot of ways because he has to find the Tusk because otherwise there's a snowball save.
Yeah. And there's just even other saves too, right? There's the Rubik lift. We haven't even seen Insania have to use it, but a lot of different ways. Is Liquid, after that play, have really swung everything into their favor, getting close to Nisha, having Deso after BKB, picking up a lot of few items here.
Yeah, that's
a
a
lot
good
of few. What the hell did I just say? A lot of items here.
A
on
lot
this.
of very important
lot of
items.
thank
They're
you.
few, but they're strong.
Thank you. A lot. You know, I meant a few items. Whatever. My English broke a little bit.
That's fine. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Radiant's
Mika gets
bottom
Mindbreaker.
tower is under attack.
Broken item. Can't call that
Dire's
one too.
middle tower is under attack.
Hate playing versus Mindbreaker. I know any supports out there that are with me. You get hit once and then you're just dead because then he bashes you and then Mindbreaker's back up. So. Big neutral items being found.
You
I know
sound
both
like
sides.
a hurt man a little bit there. I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
One too many times, you know, one too many times.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom
29
tower
minutes
is under
in,
attack.
they're taking this bottom tier 2 tower, and see Nigma making that counterplay up top. But it is rough right now to try and, you know, fight into this lineup with so much amp damage, so much control. And in fact, they're going to TP up here. Tree immediately spots it. Oh, Boxy looking, hunting. They walk into vision, though. MC able to find him. The lift back. Dude, so many different saves like you're talking about. They haven't even needed it yet from Insania, but now they got it. What are Nigma going to do next?
Got to be careful of this positioning here.
Dire
Don't want to
are
overextend by any means into this area.
Radiant's
Nisha,
bottom tower
Deso is
under
about to
attack.
come out on Courier. He's got Arcane Rune.
They scan. They know that the rest of Nigma is not up on this high ground. Nisha going for the wrap. Do they realize that there's so much vision here, though? If they take a fight in a bad way, Liquid could be walking into a huge trap. Nigma laying in wait.
This is, I mean, they're getting fully surrounded here.
And you look, Amar, he's the first one forward. Birds
he
go
gets shot
out.
though.
He gives it away again. They catch sight, but they're able to break it. Snowball immediately afterwards. Mickey, he's gone. Amar is out of there. Sumail has to escape. But Mickey trying to chase him down. Now
Runs
Zai
Sumail.
keeping on the other side. Brings him down low, and Nisha there to finish him off. All eyes on the egg, the overgrowth. It's not going to stop it. They are all going to die. Liquid came to play.
They're just so good at fighting this team. Every single time we've watched Liquid, sure they're playing under some vision, they get a smoke, they get a beautiful grab, and yeah, I think that's even a stolen overgrowth at the end there from Insania. They just get the perfect targets. They remove the Timber before he does anything. Look at the damage done from Timber. Amar just disintegrates.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
68 is rough.
And, you know, this is one of the things about this hero is when you're playing in lane, you're constantly playing around max stacks of reactive armor, right?
Right.
Up there, you have no reactive stacks. Even the physical damage is overwhelming, but they just have everybody that does a ton of damage. Pure damage, magical damage, all amped up from the Veil, the Boomerang, etc. He's gone.
And you think again about those saves, right? You have the hard saves coming out from Liquid, the lift, the snowball. Here, it's like Phoenix, you know, Sunray and tree armor. It's just not going to be enough to sort of stop that huge burst of damage coming out from Liquid. A really solid draft from Liquid, and for Nigma, needing to come up with new answers here as they lose another tier 2 tower, all of them gone. They're going to start getting closed out in their base. And they're pinging where the ward was.
Yeah, they know already. Gem, I believe, is now on Poxy, so they're going to check it out. Oh, it's 2 seconds. Money.
Gets it right at the end there.
Beautiful. And we did see a little anti-synergy. Again there, the Yule Scepter was thrown onto Mickey while the root came out, so when he landed, he just clicks Enrage and he gets focused the other too. So Insania has a full Aghanims now.
All
Okay.
right.
I mean, he's having, I think this is the best performance we've seen. His Rubik has always shined, even before this hero was played so often from the 5 role. His Rubik's been amazing. He's ahead of MC on net worth.
That's crazy. And he also has Overgrowth still stolen, so they're ready to go for this next fight. I feel like Nigma are just not going to be prepped and ready for this. And seeing Roche respawn right away because of the birds there, could this be a moment where maybe Nigma can go in and take a good fight?
It's so hard versus the Overgrowth. It's a 5-second route. Sure, it says 4 seconds, but of course everyone knows it's buffed. Of course, that 20% from the Rubik. So if they walk in, if they pop their BKBs early, they're just grabbed in place. There's not a positioning item on Insane. Oh, actually, no, there's a 4-step, so he can actually force and get the root up. And now they'll also get a Roche.
There too quickly, and a bit too late on that movement in, and immediately just have to retreat back to base.
Things just accelerate so fast. Liquid, they know exactly how to play around their timings, and now game, it's feeling quite difficult for Nigma to even get outside, look for any type of fight, because their Timber and DK just feel so squishy. their frontliners can't actually do the job of being able to try to protect Sumail anymore.
I mean, again, you sort of look at this DK build here, and you know it's already a rough game to play into it. But then on top of that, have to go for this BKB, so we can't go for the shard first to try and farm up. Like everything kind of compounding upon itself. And so freaking farmed on that Rubik, and of course the big one is Mickey, who's at 23,000 net worth now at 33 minutes in.
Yeah, they have the heroes that just shred at tanky heroes, make them look not tanky, and itemizing, of course, to make them even squishier too with grove bows and whatnot, boomerangs and stuff. So
Phoenix has actually done the most damage right now.
Yep. He's had good positioning. Honestly, even the last egg was forced because they just got completely surrounded on. But you know that fight in the even in the jungle when they had Aegis, he had good positioning with Sunray and Egg.
Get a refresher next. But Nigma do get out on the map a little bit here. They're able to push out the top side. They're going to be forced back home though.
It's an AC on Zai.
They, yeah, are going to just rip through this tower here. Amar needing to get stacks before this fight. Doesn't have any to start it. And Mickey gets lifted, gets pulled away. Nisha jumps in, snowball connection, forces out that BKB. And Sumail going to just have to play really far back now after using that BKB.
He was thinking about it on Kuro, like the blink and the root, but the problem is Insania is going to be there to steal that root and then lift the target that gets rooted and throw him out too. So yeah, said Liquid just always covering their bases, even if they do commit a little bit too far.
In a way, it feels like the only way he can use it now is like to cover the egg. Almost. Like, it kind of has to be the only way. And it is a level 3 egg. You know, Supernova do a ton of damage in these fights. But GH obviously needing the heroes around him to help, and of course it's going to need to be a perfect fight outside of that for it to work.
Yeah, not easy for them. And yeah, just trapped in the base. We've seen Liquid do this to so many teams before. Just win one or two big fights and then game just feels impossible for the opposing side as Amar shows his face bottom for a second. His TP's still on cooldown.
Ooh, Timber Chain.
They're on the hunt. Nisha, he wants him.
Can they find him? I mean, they're checking over in this area. Oh no, they're not going to go for it. Amar, he also gets out of harm's way.
But getting no farm. Sumail, he's not able to hit a single creep.
Yeah, this is going to accelerate that lead even that much further. Do you have the Blink Dagger done now on the Timber Saw?
Oh, God.
Oh, jeez. And
He's actually alive.
Okay. The Sunray, the Supernova up on the high ground, in fact. That was perfect.
All right.
They have to buy back on the tree, but getting one kill there, pretty big. Now MC, though, he might be a bit too far out. Forces out that BKB and just getting ripped to shreds by the Bear Man. They find themselves another kill.
And they give Chakram, too. Yeah, and a living armor. I mean, every little thing does matter. Insania always there to get these steals. But a good bait. At least Kuro does bait them out of position there, and I think they recovered their gem as well. We'll slow down Liquid a little bit, but not really get them much gain.
Right.
Careful.
Some of
Look
these.
at Boxy.
Oh, he tried to go for the blink shenanigans, and he gets punished super hard. Oh, Amar gets the Yule Scepter. The Overgrowth is there, tries to escape, but it's not going to happen. Now running right onto Sumail with the BKB. He wears off, gets the Yule Scepter, but the pushback Boxy went for the headband play. He's feeling himself. What the hell?
And then he roots some creeps. Okay, well. Tried to do some fancy stuff there, Liquid. Won't be able to get it quite connecting, but all right, look cute. And they got them all. Right, they got the big target they wanted. Forced BKBs, I believe, as well, too, so.
I don't consider
They're
myself
happy.
the best player.
That's crazy.
And Mickey, he's playing kind of by himself in this area with his newly purchased Swift Blink. Who's going to walk up and die?
He like almost blinked into Fountain to psychic headband him back out.
I love these type of plays. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen Boxy just continuing to impress every single game with these little fancy plays as well, too. This one, no different. Although it doesn't work.
Right.
Still fancy.
Gotta love the fancy.
That's all I look for half these games. I'm like, oh, what's this fun thing? Ooh, what's this fun thing?
Well, of course, you look at like the sort of net worth disparity, and the big difference there is just going to be that Ursa can be slowed down by the Yule Scepters, but you can see the sort of saving grace it feels like for Nigma is going to have to be this Phoenix play, getting off good eggs, setting up for a solid team fight. He almost has Refresher now. So there is a way for them to kind of take these engagements if they can keep that Ursa under control. But it feels like Liquid right now, based upon their positioning, they're not even super interested in taking a fight till that next Roche. They can just keep them stuck in their base.
And they're scaling that much harder. They're like, sure, there's a Phoenix that might be annoying with his egg and stuff like that, but we have an Ursa farming, a Visage farming, a Tusk farming, a Rubik super farming as well too. So I think they're happy. The later and later it goes, I think they're perfectly fine with playing versus this single core Lina. GH Refresher, see what he can find with this. Maybe 2 eggs on high ground with Alina hitting from the back. Could be some small chances, but they are very small.
Yeah, I mean, that feels like you're sort of playing on a wing and a prayer there. There is also going to be that level 20 talent for him. He's getting closer and closer. It just definitely feels like, the ability for them to take fights, it's so much more difficult because of all those saves that you have on Liquid, because of, the lead that obviously they've built up as well. And now ready to go for another run at this tower.
And the Insania factor too. He's level 18 on this Rubik. Still has Overgrowth stolen. Still has Chakram stolen. 2 of the best spells it feels like he can get. And he has a Timeless Relic. So, yeah, this Root gonna last like 6 seconds. And he's also gonna deal crazy damage.
Oh, Boxy, the jump in there, finds it. The stun, the control right onto him, but Sumail gets away. Nisha's in pretty far. The lift to try and keep him alive.
The Root hits nothing.
And they have the Supernova up on the high ground. It's not going to be good enough for Nigma.
This shard is so good on Rubik. We've seen it in so many regions now. An overcommitment doesn't matter. They get the save, Overgrowth misses, and an egg is down too. And he's not even level 20 yet on Rubik either, so he can actually get the further telekinesis distance soon too.
They do manage to kill off those birds.
But Amar, he's so far in! What?
I don't know. That was interesting.
Way too deep.
Well, 25,000 gold lead. Maybe going to get brought even higher if Amar has to buy back here. But this looks to be a set of racks claimed for Liquid. Zai sitting pretty with his birds up on the high ground. And, of course, Liquid not a great team at pushing these towers with the exception of the Visage. But if you kill all the heroes, that might be good enough. The big jump in. MC pops the BKB. Wait, they're in pretty far. Now Insania, Overgrowth connects onto 4, but the chase down, if they can kill this Rubik off, they might be able to get a couple more on the retreat. Mickey trying to get out of there, Boxy with the slow, but it looks like Liquid should be able to escape with the rest. Boxy doesn't have his blink back up yet. Bushwhack not going to be able to connect.
This is a big kill.
Trying to get out of here.
He has a gem.
Oh, gets down to the low ground, but now blocked in by the trees, and Amar able to find the kill. And look at that, Roche respawning. Maybe a dream here for Nigma.
Big plays there coming out from them. Great stuns on top of Nisha. They catch him right out of the snowball. Doesn't have BKB ready. They get that lockdown. Even though it's a 4-man Overgrowth, they can't actually make anything of it there. Liquid making some mistakes. And yeah, looks like they... that's a lucky timing there for that Roche respawn.
That was a quick one, yeah.
They walk in, they'll see it, and they're going to be able to probably get it.
This is huge. I mean, this is Aghanims too. It's one of the best ones that you can get. I'm not sure who wants to get it. I mean, if you're playing like a super late game, I feel like Tree Ags can be good, but maybe you just want the damage from Amar?
I think probably for Amar.
Yeah, it looks like that's the route they're going to go. So his damage potential has increased a lot. And when these BKBs are wearing down, maybe there's something that could be done there. But it doesn't feel like it solves the problem of if Amar just gets bursted.
Yeah, still does not. They need some other type of ways to protect him. They do have levels now, though. You did, as you were saying before, Phoenix has hit 20, so we do see that max health Sunray damage and stuff like that. So can push them away, keep healing him up also. So that's pretty decent. Liquid still in a very comfortable spot. Just have to be careful how they keep pushing versus these high grounds. The high ground defense for Nigma is still quite scary.
Yeah, and the pushing power for Liquid is not that great. It's basically Zai. Like, you don't want to stick your Ursa up on high ground. You have to find those kills and turn them into objectives afterwards.
Yeah, we have seen before, like when this talent was really busted on Visage, the armor corruption to the Visage and Familiars. It's gotten nerfed, of course, but he went for soul assumption damage, so he just went for team fight instead on Zai. Yeah, a little bit less power push than sometimes usual from this Visage. Big swing of gold, but Liquid's still confident to fight, especially outside the base. They're still unbelievably strong if they're not inside of a high ground.
Now a smoke up, and Liquid heading into this area. if they keep chasing right now, they would be
Oh,
under
GH.
vision, but GH, a good one to catch right at the start. The snowball right on top, wants to get out of the base. Can they bring him down?
God.
Yes, a one shot there from Nisha, now MC controlled. And with both of those heroes dead, Nigma, you gotta be careful, try and get out of there with the rest. The Timber Chain, the chase, it's coming out, but Sumail, LSA, the snowball, it's gonna get him in right on top of Amar. Amar trying to get away, but it's not gonna happen. And
He has no
Sumail, he just doesn't have the damage. The rest of the heroes do have buyback though, and the buybacks are gonna come out fast and furious. Leech Seed stolen, control now onto Sumail, and with them there, right on top, that's gonna be a kill for the Lina.
Outside the base, they're so much weaker. They just can get surrounded by Liquid that much easier. Phoenix, now GH.
Chasing MC, he gets caught, the stun is there. Do they have the damage that they need? Yes, they do. Liquid, after a quick flub going high ground, they managed to close this one out and immediately going for the tier 4 towers.
The Liquid Pick should be able to close it. The Black Dragon from Insania doing that much more. Sumail Kurel, they'll buy back, but it's just them versus the world.
Oh, and the jump in, this would be the end of it. The lift to pull him back in with the bushwhack. Liquid are gonna take this game number 1 in pretty dominant fashion. A couple of flubs here and there, but overall, an impressive showing.
Yeah, we had that interview, I believe, from Insania. You know, he said, this is a new team. We're not going to be trying to throw high ground pushes. We'll do it once in a game, but not twice.